Shanti. And if that happens, someone sings to him Shanti and it happens to your mind. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, bring your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. We will share our experiences now. So, how are you, Brandy?
I'm really good, thank you. Today's meditation for me was I really think about doing the work through the causal body. I don't tend to pick up a lot of images, but I saw like these, when we were breathing, I saw these morphing sort of predatory animals like tiger, wolf, bear, which I can only guess is probably ego. Causal body, like a little bit of a challenge, but it was helpful when you said, if you have the experience, just experience it, right? And just keep going through. So it was good overall. Thank you very much.
That's good. Yeah, I could see. You become aware of these visions but you let them pass by. So when you become aware of it, you are deepening the practice. How are you, Terry?
I'm still here.
You're still here. Everyone is here. Okay.
I did the best I could.
Yeah.
And
you did it.
Yes. That's all.
Yeah. The moment, it happens, your mind absorbs deep inside. The causal body is not able to express itself through the physical body.
Oh.
I'm not naming your problem, but what happens then? The body maintains that stillness and steadiness. But if it is able to maintain the stillness and steadiness for an extended period of time, can we influence the brain with reference to your disease? She studies so much, Terry, knows everything about her problem. I'm just giving some idea, no worries. So, how are you, David and Jerry?
It was a very good experience for me today, similar to Brandy's, other than didn't have the animals, but just very observant and not attached to any thoughts. And the Nyasa just took me really deep.
Very deep. Yes, that is really good. Yeah. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm fine. The body was having some pain today, and so during the discussion phase, I was working on trying to relax and not have my mind focus on that. And then as soon as we started the meditation and the pranayama, I was able to the mind stopped. I was able to work on my mind, and then the mind stopped focusing on the discomfort, and it just got better through. And with the Shantoham and the Om Shanti and all the mantras and the meaning, it does, I think, those impressions that we've established with some of this practice over the continuous practice over the couple years has given those positive impressions, because right away with the mantra, there's this peace and joy, and so
Yes.
that's
There you mentioned a beautiful point. When we continue the practice, everywhere, every master says abhyas vairagya abhyam tannirodha. The regular practice with discernment and dispassion succeeds. So you rightly said, if we continue to doing the practice, and the second point that we need to understand, she rightly mentioned that we have been doing this practice for a couple of years. So that creates another impression in the causal body. Now see that? That creates another impression in the causal body. So that is why the master says we have to remain, we have to become the highest level of a seeker. Wonderful. So, how are you, Sam? Let me go to the Sam first.
Really good. Today, I would say the Nyasa was a little bit more energizing than usual. But all of the pathways seem to go back to my heart during the pathways, and that's all I really noticed, and some thoughts floating by, but no real meaning, and that's it.
The mind mostly remain empty. That is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what you also reflect. How are you, Ashok?
Good, sir. And meditation was peaceful, and thoughts were coming, but under observation, and
Very good.
progressive. Thank you.
याद रखो 26 साल पैर छूने का फायदा नहीं हुआ. वैभव, how are you? हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ जैसे लोग ना समझें.
Sir, I'm good. It's really very peaceful.
You are a seeker. Your dad is also here, but you both are seekers. That's all. Now you say what you want to.
Sir, it really gives me a sense of freedom. Like something is now comes, it automatically says that this is coming from a causal body. I can come back to myself and totally like I can say that I'm free from that thought. So it was very peaceful.
Good. That's a good understanding. That's really good. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. Thank you for that. The meditation was effortless and absolutely peaceful.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. How are you, Rakesh?
Sir, the practice was very good. In fact, while doing the practice, I lost into some thought for a moment and immediately realized that this is the causal body which is taking me away, and I came back to my practice. And
That's wonderful.
when I was in my heart, looking at the triangle, I went into very deep and very peaceful. I didn't want to come out of that.
That's
And simultaneously, what I felt is some pressure from this side to this side, and one pressure from this side to the back. These
okay.
two pressures are going, and these lines are interacting with in the center.
Ah,
So
yeah.
pressure is very soothing. It's not disturbing me anything.
Yeah, pressure. Yeah, these kind of pressure helps us to absorb our mind deeper within. So even if it appears or not, we should continue the journey. And very good. So we are left with anesthesia and Lalit. So anesthesia, yes.
Thank
I
you for
believe you are not anesthesia. You are anesthesia.
Anastasia. Nastya. Thank you for the practice. It was very deep and peaceful. And today I had some vision. It was like a puddle, a lot of puddles with silver borders. And my mind was pretty talkative today to me.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
that's
it talk.
beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful.
And I have a question. May I have a question?
Yeah.
About these vasanas, if I'm pronouncing correctly, do they create our karma? Are they like hypothetical seeds for creating karma? Like a brick?
That's a very good question. Vasana itself is a karma. It translates into karma. What happened, I was focused on Ashok during the beginning of a session because he was pointing me that he is not listening to me. And then what happened? The David pointed me, you are muted, unmuted. Karma. Vasana is first and then the karma. So this subtle mind, or whatever we say, the mind that expresses these causal body will continue to do so. But what happens in the journey of a seeker, when you realize the real self, you continue to live in the real self. Even with these vasanas, they convert into karma. And we will talk in detail in future. The last thing that will also, everyone, and also I would say the Stephen, if this vasana does not remain, but don't mistaken it. First, I'm warning you. Otherwise, then you will say, who should practice? First thing to know that as long as this vasana is present, this physical body will remain alive. It means, I will stop meditating from today. Let me have more and more vasanas to have more and more extended period of life. Yes, it is possible. Then continue to suffer. Don't mistaken it if you do not understand it clearly. So that vasana must be present. Now, this vasana that is present in me is totally under my control. It is not causing any problem and suffering. Without vasana, no karma. That's very typical. That is a very pretty higher understanding that we will pick up. How are you, Lalit?
Yes, sir. So both practice and knowledge felt great, sir.
Great. Very good. Very good. So coming back to this vasana has a good vasana we have and bad vasanas. And then, for example, let me give you, we have one of the greatest master lived in the 19th century, Ramakrishna Paramhans. He reached to the high, almost you can say, the topmost stage of that enlightenment. And but he had a craving for a desert sweet, Indian sweets, you are aware. So he used to say, "Oh, give me some sweet, give me some sweet." Even during the talk, he was giving a discourse, and he said, "No, give me." So people were upset. What kind of a person you are? You are enlightened, and you are asking for a sweet. That is impossible to achieve. That state is impossible to achieve. It happens in one amongst millions. So he answered that if I do not keep this vasana of eating the desert, I cannot pass my experiences, my expression. I cannot help the seekers. You get it? Very good. You don't get it, that is also very good. So he was he's a great master. Ramakrishna, whose disciple? Sam, I asked you to get those 4 classics. Swami Vivekananda. So you reach to that state. So your karma is fully under your control. But without vasana, you cannot have karma. That is all for today. We are going. Thank you very much. We will meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Rakesh, what is your question?
It was a small question, sir. I wanted to know, the causal body has the reservoir of memories, impressions, and so has the subtle body, the mind. The one of the function of the mind is chitta, which also has the reservoir of impressions. So, are there 2 points of impression?
Yes, one is tree, other is seed.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.